Hello, dear friends. Welcome. It's your dear Peru broadcasting live from the most beautiful island in the world, Cyprus. Yes, a warm welcome to Peru Plays. We are diving into a new game, well, not entirely new, as it is still in its beta phase, namely Palia. I have recently gotten back into the realm of multiplayer gaming a bit through Dreamlight Valley, and it appears to be quite entertaining. It's a charming village where you have the opportunity to build, plant, or simply enjoy yourself, which sounds delightful. That's why I've already embarked on the journey of creating a charming little character, and the character editor is impressively powerful. You can truly customize every detail, hair color, even with highlights if you desire, eyebrows, eyes, and whatever else you might need. We're currently at the clothing stage, and I didn't want to spend too much time setting things up, so we're diving in now. If you enjoy it, not necessarily the game itself, but if you appreciate what I'm doing, which is significantly more important, feel free to leave a like or follow, give a thumbs up, ring the bell, and feel free to subscribe. Thank you very much. Now that we have thoroughly cleared that up, let's proceed to get started. You did not observe that? What precisely is that kindly? It's absolutely astonishingly insane, genuinely insane here today. I'm more of the kind of individual who tends to prefer wearing darker clothing. This almost resembles something akin to Star Wars. I'm uncertain about what era this is set in, so I would rather opt for something a bit more neutral. I mean, if something is considered neutral, then it would be a hoodie. I sincerely hope that we retain the option to make alterations later if we feel inclined to do so. For the moment, we'll select this particular one as I find it quite appealing. Could you please inform me about the variety of slippers and footwear we have available here? I consider shorts to be somewhat inappropriate for a first-time visit to a new location when worn as casual attire, especially as part of the active hoodie ensemble, which appears to be a complete set. Alright, so what choices do we have available here? Makeup, eyeliner, alright, I believe we can easily bypass that aspect. I think we can keep them as they are, right? So, we'll keep Peru like this, accepting it for now, and maybe we can tweak it later. Alright, let's determine what we ought to refer to you as. Peru, the moniker linked with the character, precisely what does this designation signify? And who is utilizing my name? Who is misappropriating my name? That is not entirely possible, then solely the Peruvian remains, which is still accessible, alright, as a nickname. Perhaps at the very least as a nickname, Peru might still be utilized in this context. Ah, indeed, as a nickname, it certainly functions well. It still functions effectively. If I happen to catch you out there misusing my name, it becomes quite evident. Therefore, engage in playing Palia as a Peruvian. Yes, sir. Now I'm curious to see what's next. I'm hopeful too. It's really beautiful. Oh, you are able to fish as well! A multitude of fish inhabit Paria. Some exclusively swim in specific waters. I am very excited. Up to now, I've only heard positive remarks about the game. So I actually quite like the appearance so far. Until now. So far. Oh, what precisely is that? An archaeologist accompanied by an assistant, perhaps? I'm not completely certain. There are female robots there, but with the purple scarf, I think it's more of a female robot. Is that us now? Are we making a grand entrance now? Peru would indeed be quite appropriate, absolutely. Certainly, sir, I make an appearance in the world of Palia. Certainly, I am completely prepared. What exactly is transpiring? Appears slightly astonished. The kind-hearted H is a bit bashful. Oh, my dragon, no, I'm certainly not the Dragon Lord. No, I am definitely not. Controller support is underway, but it's not done yet, so I began using the controller now. Is that feature still under development? We really need to take a closer look. Did you just suddenly appear out of nowhere? It's not voiced once again. Why are people so lazy nowadays? Why is there no more voice acting? I don't understand. Especially such games bring much more immersion. So, indeed, what should we respond with at this particular moment? I distinctly recall hearing a voice. Yes, let's definitely opt for a voice. What kind of voice? Did they say who they are? Perhaps we ought to permit individuals to get settled in initially. After all, they have only just been born. Was I only just born? I'm sorry, Heckler is right. It's just that I'm experiencing this directly for the first time. Heckler does actually sound like a woman, right? Now I'm curious. It's truly wonderful to make your acquaintance. I'm Nina, and accompanying me is Heckler, my assistant. Wasn't I correct? We are indeed archaeologists, well, technically students. Well, Heckler assists me with my academic studies, but she is not officially enrolled, and my name is, of course, Pierrot. Of course, you already have a name, Heckler. Where did I put my writing quill? I need to note this down. It is indeed a pleasure to meet you. Pierrot, I understand you must have numerous inquiries regarding your unexpected emergence. What exactly am I? Where exactly am I? Why did your friend freak out? That would be a good question to start with. I wasn't in a state of panic. It's not every single day that you witness the revival of a species that has gone extinct. Wait a moment, we humans are extinct. The way things are progressing at the moment, I am not surprised in the slightest. Therefore, if we persist in this manner, we will be due soon regardless. This is merely my personal perspective, but that is another subject altogether. Organic beings are often shocked when something new appears. This world has not witnessed your kind in thousands of rotations, therefore we can say years. Be patient with this world as it gradually learns to become accustomed to you once more. Are we truly heading back to Earth? That is quite fascinating, and we are here to provide assistance. Yes, so the question is, where am I? Am I really on Earth? Please pause for a brief moment, as you are currently situated in Kilima, indeed Kilima, which is a charming and picturesque village located on the island of Bahari within the nation known as the Palian Republic. More specifically, it pertains to the Phoenix. What exactly? The Phoenix Shrine. We observed the Phoenix initially. It is an ancient ruin created by humans, which indicates that we are likely on Earth, or what remains of Earth. Alright, what exactly am I? You are a human, an ancient entity. This world has not witnessed your presence for numerous rotations around the sun, which was indeed a beneficial period for the Earth, as far as we are concerned. Well, I am identified as a Magiri. I suppose our species emerged into existence after all humans vanished, and Heckler here is a Galdur. They were created by the ancient humans for a variety of tasks. Well, I think that's everything. Yes, I'm sure that's a lot to grasp. I mean, for me, it definitely is, so it will be. I can already see that. It will indeed be a game involving quite a substantial amount of reading for me once more. Wow, I mean, you are not the initial person, but certainly the very first I have witnessed come into existence with my own eyes. Okura is expected to arrive shortly to collect the newcomers. Why don't you proceed downstairs and meet him initially? Who exactly is Ashura? Here is an exceptionally detailed map along with a highly reliable compass. With these essential tools, you should certainly be able to navigate your way around effectively, and feel free to check in with us if you ever find yourself lost or simply in need of a companion. That's a generous offer you can certainly accept. Alright, now we have our actual game interface as it appears. I've disabled the chat for recording purposes. Welcome to the expansive world of Palia. Search in Klima for Ashura. The visuals here are quite pleasing, though we don't have a wide array of choices in terms of direction. Oh look, we have a small practice section right here, which I believe is beneficial. Climb, walk, run, or jump on surfaces that are suitable for climbing. Alright, the controls are enjoyable so far. You can accomplish it. Now let's begin. Alright, here we are. Welcome to Palia, dear friends. I'm intrigued about what we'll discover here. I think this could be a game we might play alternately with Disney Dreamlight Valley for the more mature audience. Hello, you must be new in town. Oh, that's Ashura. Alright, I am Ashura, the innkeeper at Ormashorn, and I've assisted all the new individuals in settling in. That's nice. He appears supportive, right? You can trust a person like that. Unfortunately, there's not nearly enough room for all of you at the inn, but we have some old plots with a few houses that need renovating. What do you say? Interested in a bit of DIY? Are we entering, or should we pause for a moment? That would undoubtedly be entertaining. With this mindset, I'm intrigued about what you intend to accomplish with this property in the future. Alright, but don't feel obligated to handle everything independently. Here in Palia, we assist our neighbors, particularly when they are just beginning. I find that quite commendable. Truly commendable. Come along, I'll escort you to your new property. If I'm not mistaken, our minor Hodari should already be there, diligently preparing everything. Alright, collaborate. Everyone receives the same rewards for activities. I'm curious, is this a version of a squirrel here? Is this perhaps a variation of a house here? I am under the impression that this particular item belongs to me. Is that correct? I am indeed afraid it is so. Good morning. I hold the belief that this is ours, the Hadari or perhaps Hodari. Who should we engage in conversation with initially? Let's commence by having a discussion with Ashura. Oops, I accidentally collided with them. That wasn't supposed to occur, but nevertheless it's progressing onward. There is still a lot of trash left. That was the entirety of it, our newest resident. Indeed, this is Peru. Peru, allow me to introduce you to Hodari. Pavel, or perhaps Pavel, I'm not entirely certain. He resides out in Bahari Bay, but he has graciously agreed to assist us in preparing all the old properties. He's quite a diligent fellow with many tasks to do. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm delighted to meet you too. Naturally, we're courteous. I hope you brought your strong work ethic, because it's chaos here. Yes, that gives courage. How's the progress on clearing the property? We are almost done. Only a few debris pieces are blocking the front area, and you can at least get to the front. What do you mean by the front? Why not seize the opportunity to become accustomed to managing a few tools? Peru, I possess an additional axe here that you are welcome to utilize. I think that's good. Assuming I can do without my additional pointed pickaxe, then I can at least give my back a rest for a while. If you require assistance or have any inquiries, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thus, we acquire the axe, obtain the pickaxe, along with a few kind words and well wishes. As a result, the tool selection wheel functions in a way that is quite similar to the one present in Disney's Dreamlight Valley within this specific context. Tool selection wheel and so forth. Alright. Consequently, choose the desired instrument. Let's proceed by taking the axe first. Alright. Continue to remove the debris from the property. Alright, I am able to scavenge the debris that results from it, splintered wood and plant fibers, in case I am unable to use those later. Oops, it seems I likely require the pickaxe once more. Alright, progressing forward is evident, of course. For stone, I don't need an axe but a pickaxe. Got it. I could have thought of that myself, right? Occasionally, you might experience feeling somewhat out of sorts. Therefore, let us determine if my hypothesis proves accurate in this situation. Certainly, it is indeed accurate, especially when considering how exceptionally diligent we typically tend to be. This brings to mind the task of clearing away those thorny vines in Disney Dreamlight Valley or something quite similar. I'm experiencing a bit of a nostalgic flashback. We just recently accomplished that. Oh, indeed, we had intended to bring it along with us to ensure that we absolutely have the entrance entirely unobstructed here for the time being. I believe I might have left something in this spot. Indeed, make sure not to leave anything behind. So how does everything appear here? Oops, now I seem a bit silly. Apologies. Yes, it's good for muscles, right? It's training. So spindlewood and plant fibers once more. I believe we can make excellent use of those materials later on. Returning to Ashura and Hodari. So there's certainly still quite a bit of work to be completed here, right? However, it's not exactly that tiny for an initial house. Certainly more expansive than at Disney, Dreamlight Valley, the cabin located there. Good work. Maybe you will join Hodario and me at the next Bahari Lumberjack and Mining competition. Yes, it's dangerous. Alright, I wouldn't go quite that far. I still have a significant amount of practice to do until then. Perhaps, but we are not quite as youthful or agile as we once were. It is reassuring to know individuals like Peru can eventually assume the responsibilities. Alright, in any case, you likely possess a substantial amount of material from the debris. Why don't we utilize it to restore your residence? I would suggest let's proceed with that plan. Just drop the supplies off at the construction sign. Hodari and I will take care of the rest. Certainly. I simply deposit it and you both manage the rest. I think that's rather remarkable. So pause for a moment. How precisely does the enhancement procedure operate? Oh, that's rather quite nice. Just hold on for a moment. Oh, take a look at that. You can definitely work with something like that. It's certainly larger than what you would typically find at Disney. Great! Let's just temporarily take away the axe for a short period of time. It's beginning to become somewhat irritating to me at this particular moment. Hello? Why am I unable to take it away once more here? Well, never mind. So let's have a conversation. Looks good. The structure is solid. But what? The roof looks stable. You should be safe and dry here, I assume. However, it's a bit empty. Why don't you take this? This workbench. With it, you can make your own furniture as long as you have the materials. Okay, I also have a few blueprints that you should try out. What do we have? Log cabin, wardrobe. What was the other item? It was a workbench. You cannot read that quickly. Nothing too extravagant, but if you desire those items, you must proceed to the table with SH. Okay. So, using the item bar. So, just a moment, you have received a workbench with which you can craft many exciting recipes. Let's go ahead and place it on the designated building site right now. Select the workbench by navigating either left or right in the item bar and then press the A button. When highlighted, where do we put this? Where is the workbench? Is it? Can you rotate it? Alright, I am just pondering, should we leave them outside or should we bring them inside? I am uncertain, but I think we will leave them outside. We have a slightly larger area inside for crafting, setting up and so forth. And there we have it, our initial workbench appears rather charming. Therefore, construct a wooden storage chest at the workbench and position it on your property. Additionally, create a wardrobe and situate it downstairs. Chair, alright, let's conduct a more thorough examination. Therefore, a wooden storage chest. Alright, I would recommend that we strategically position it directly in the one-way area so I can effortlessly locate it without any difficulty. In this manner, we won't need to search for it extensively. Under the window, perfect. So bam, that already appears to be quite impressive indeed. Therefore, what additional items do we require? The wardrobe is expanding somewhat, so what would I desire to be capable of creating? Hold on, this entrance appears to be designed for a residential property or a structure. What exactly is it? Defense, or what precisely is that? I have no idea. Here I observe something related to wildlife. What does he imply by fences for animals? I am uncertain, therefore I will select this particular one. Log cabin double trip, okay. Therefore we ought to have a wardrobe at this point. We have a restriction on decorations. Alright, I believe we should pay a bit more attention to that. It appears there is a limitation on what you can place inside such a house. Okay, log cabin and dining room seating furniture. Oh, I am in need of some more wood. Alright, perhaps it would be wise to consider trimming down a few additional trees in this area. Proceed to cut them down. Wait a minute, can I just take any tree? Yes, that's possible. Alright, this particular one is progressing quite nicely. Therefore, I don't wish to take absolutely everything. Correct? I need to enhance my tools. Is it beginning to become dull now? Darn it, but it should be sufficient for constructing a chair for the time being, right? Hold on for just a moment. So the chair, indeed. Kindly hold on, exactly in that manner, precisely. And subsequently we have our significant one. What exactly do I desire? Oh, hold on, do I comprehend this accurately now? Following the completion of each construction, I have the option to select the type of new furniture or equipment I wish to construct subsequently. Am I understanding that correctly? Therefore, a bed would certainly be a worthwhile consideration. Log cabin bed. Aha. Alright. When I construct something, I essentially determine the blueprint for the subsequent build, let's say. Alright, so at this moment, we're still lacking a bit of a table and similar items here. I'll place the chair against the wall for the time being. With a bit of fortune, we'll acquire a table soon. But observe, it's already beginning to feel somewhat cozy here in Palia. The storage chest you crafted will be incredibly useful when you run out of space in your pockets. If you require additional space, you can set up extra chests. Well, I have to construct those, of course, and your workbench isn't merely for decoration. You can also create tool enhancements, ammunition, and much more as long as you possess the recipe. That means I would need a recipe for my axe because it requires improvement since it's dull now, but I don't believe I have that yet, do I? That's almost everything we can help with right now. Why not think about going to the city? How do we get there? Is there a train for us? If you find yourself dissatisfied with relying on charity, it would be advisable to visit Hassian and request him to instruct you in the art of hunting. Should that not suit your preferences, someone can provide you with a fishing rod, and Audi will demonstrate the technique of catching insects. Personally, I find the concept of fishing quite enticing since we possess experience in that domain. It brings to mind that we should engage in the anglers once more. Subsequently, you can pay a visit to Reeth and Bad Root to acquire knowledge on cooking and gardening. Here, you receive the comprehensive training package. It was a pleasure meeting you, Piero. Do not hesitate to drop by the inn if you're inclined for a conversation. You have the opportunity to explore the mines situated in the bay if you desire, although I will probably be preoccupied. It's similar to informing Darius that he is welcome to visit at any time. Indeed, that was the quest known as Welcome to Palia. It definitely leaves a positive impression, one must acknowledge.
Do we have any correspondence available? Please, no invoices at the very beginning, no messages present there. All right, what kind of container is that? I observed it previously. Sales container. Are you running low on gold? Place additional or premium quality items such as starstones and amber in the sales container and they will soon be sold. Yep, it's automatic. Quite fascinating. All right, we will definitely keep a watchful eye on that. The items are collected for sale each and every morning as well as every evening. Regardless of your location, you will receive your payment. That's quite impressive. While traveling in the city, stores buy the same type of items they sell during their business hours. Zicky's general store offers the largest selection. That is really very cool. So, where precisely is the case situated? This is our map. Let's scrutinize it more closely and determine where exactly are we positioned at this specific moment in time. It is not an enormous map, yet it is quite pleasant. I am uncertain whether this represents the complete game world, or if additional areas will be incorporated later in the game. For now, it is certainly sufficient. This is... here we find ourselves. Observe, there we are indeed. What? Unfamiliar villager? Is that not us? So, kindly hold on for just a moment. Who precisely might this particular individual be here? The Ashura quest that is presently available with substantial dialogue. Alright, it's still rather clear. I am genuinely contemplating where we ought to proceed next. What action should we undertake at this point? I'm experiencing a bit of being overwhelmed right now. Unacquainted villager. Is it feasible for me to identify them? Am I able to do that? And where precisely is he located? New villagers are always good, right? I suppose. What do we have here? A morel mushroom. I'm uncertain if he is able to consume it or not, but let's bring it along with us for the time being. In case of doubt, we can just sell the stuff. Can we even get to the colleague? I would genuinely prefer to carefully place this axe or pickaxe down here. Hold on for just a moment. Why isn't it functioning properly? Alright, by holding down the left shoulder button. Alright. Can we get through here at any point? Is there a way for us to exit somewhere? There's a noticeable crack, but it's not big enough for us to pass through. What's our next move? Where do we go from here? Visually, I think it's quite good. I enjoy it when it has a bit of a comic-like look. That's not an issue at all. I think it's pretty good. Fits well with the storyline and everything. Everything is quite cool. I believe we have one of the ponds here where we can go fishing later on. Tiny fish, I am approaching. So, indeed, this marks the beginning. Quite well. Is it now embarking on a journey into the expansive world? Thank you so much for your patience. You'll be home quite soon, sweetie. Alright, what precisely is transpiring here? Mr. Hausregent, you have indeed constructed a residence, correct? What specifically is that? I was already wondering what has happened to me now. So, quite obviously we are already here in multiplayer, which we haven't managed at Disney yet, as we are still trapped in single player there. However, as you can observe in this particular instance, we already possess the initial group of players. Quite fascinating. There's vibrant life here. Really, really nice. Let's look around. There seem to be some very interesting modes of transportation here as well. These are the 3 colleagues here from whom I can learn something, right? Then let's continue in that direction. I'm quite interested in fishing. What is this here? Is it feasible for me to successfully capture the butterfly, seize the butterfly? No, he doesn't actually manage to accomplish it, but it certainly appears quite cool. So, the guy with the dog looks like the hunter. I would, however, prefer to begin fishing in a more relaxed and leisurely manner at first, as that would indeed be quite delightful. Wait a moment. What was that? What just occurred there? Doesn't one sometimes look like the fisherman? Where precisely could the fisherman potentially be situated, or where does it resemble an item that I might conveniently transport along with me? Yes, indeed, the Sundrop Lily, or Cooper, is undeniably present in this location. They are rather unabashed, and it required some time for them to acknowledge my presence. Which individuals are they? So, where precisely is the fisherman currently located? That's the specific one we require indeed. Yes, it is appropriate for this context as well. We already possess a substantial amount of water in this area. So, where exactly is he located? This appears to be quite charming, and I really like it. The entire game seems to be rather charming, in my opinion. Hold on. Is one of them actually a robot adorned with a fisherman's hat? I find that quite fascinating, and I really like it. Let's proceed with that idea. That would be so cool if he continued talking to us with that voice. Guys, I don't know what the problem is. My channel is available in 3 languages. I do it with AI. It's no big deal. Why can't they just easily add a German, English, or whatever dubbing to games? Nowadays, you can't use the excuse that there's no money for voice actors, as everything can be done with AI. Anyway, never mind. So I have to read, so what? Oh, hello. You seem to be new around here, unless, of course, I've already met you previously. In this particular instance, I sincerely apologize for forgetting your face. Frequently, my sense of oneness distracts me to such an extent that I don't even become aware of new acquaintances. Yes, when you're so focused on yourself, right? And lately there are many new faces here. What exactly is this concept of oneness? All right, you have a sense of humor. Seriously, what are you talking about? Uniqueness is simply another form of oneness. All right, I believe it's becoming quite philosophical here. The concept of oneness cannot simply be comprehended by merely listening to the sound of air as it moves through your facial opening. You need to experience it. For me, this experience is closely connected to fishing. Okay, I hear you have fishing rods. He conveyed to me that you appeared completely formed from the swirling mist. That's truly fantastic news. Wishing you a joyful day. What? I wish you a birth from the mist. New individual, I experience my mist birth today. Happy birthday to myself. Wonderful. Other people call me one, and I want to share the joy of fishing with you. Yes, I'm curious. I'm curious about how the fishing will work with the technology here. To the best of my knowledge, it is quite typical for courses to necessitate assignments that you complete from the comfort of your home. All right, I am aware there's a specific term for it, but I can't quite recall it at the moment. How about working from home? Haven't heard anything about Corona. So, please take this fishing rod and give it a try. I'll stay here in case you accidentally fall. So, we're getting a makeshift fishing rod. Oh my god, he really had quite the arm for casting, didn't he? Wow. So, where is the fishing rod now? Alright, press the right button in order to precisely aim your cast, then release it to execute the throw. Alright, be patient and wait for a substantial bite. Prior to witnessing a significant splash, the fish will nibble on the bait 3 distinct times. On the 4th occasion, press and hold the RT button to commence reeling in. Oh god, I hope we can do this. Control the brackets by moving from right to left. Only reel in when the fish is within the brackets. If the fish is outside the brackets, the health of your rod will be damaged. Maintain consistent pressure on the RT button exclusively when the brackets are illuminated in a vibrant green hue. Alright, I'm not completely certain about what this will entail, but let's explore it together. So, the fish will nibble on 3 distinct occasions, and on the 4th instance, we must begin reeling it in. 1, 2, 3. This is not so easy right now. Therefore, once again, I wish to successfully extract a fish from that specific spot. Hello, it's rather an unconventional technique, and you need to get accustomed to it. Was that too early? I think so. Was it too early? Well, the landscape, yes, this world, I consider it to be quite beautiful. On one particular occasion, followed by a second instance, and then a third occurrence, and subsequently we proceed onward. So, I actually have to follow the fish here to keep the brackets green. Our initial fish, indeed understanding the method, correct? The essence of fishing. Ladies and gentlemen, we've successfully caught our initial fish. I'm incredibly proud and extremely happy indeed. I can already foresee we simply cannot evade it. We need to talk to all three of them. We still require a conversation with both Hasyan and Yunni. Audi is demonstrating the method of catching insects, while Hasyan is instructing us on the art of hunting. I am convinced that the individual carrying the backpack is indeed Auni. Yes, the one who specializes in catching insects. I am uncertain, RCS. I have no clue. Oh, greetings, human. My mother Delilah informed me that there is a new individual in town, and here you are. I have a gift for you, an official insect friends belt, and also a set of smoke bombs. Smoke bombs. I am Audi, a proud member of Klima's finest and sole insect catching club. Before we begin, you must take the Insect Friends Oath. Simply repeat after me. I promise to honor and respect nature and its creatures, always help others, and most importantly, tell Auni whenever I find something truly fascinating. Alright, that is absolutely marvelous. Welcome to the Insect Friends Club. Let's proceed and get started. How about you attempt to catch something straightforward to begin with? Yes, I am completely in favor of that. But remember, certain insects only appear at certain times. Okay, that all sounds very interesting. Gather the widespread blue butterflies and the climate nighttime moths. Well, yes, we had already seen a butterfly like that earlier, but we couldn't catch it back then. Certainly. Let's meticulously observe to determine if we can truly spot anything that bears any resemblance to this here whatsoever. Where are those animals hanging around? Something's flying. Something was there. Well, where did he go? I don't have anything in my eye. There was just a moth. Wow, a moth. What was that? Yes, quite obviously I can't catch that yet. What's that? Oh, that's a plant, but it doesn't matter. We'll of course take it with us. This butterfly situation is causing me to feel somewhat uneasy at the moment, I must admit. I can't see a single butterfly flying around, and it's not just any two we need. We specifically need these particular ones. Once the common blue butterfly, and once the climate night moth. Therefore, the night moth should have a favorable opportunity because it's gradually becoming nighttime here, or at least evening. I mean, we do have a lot of meadows here. There is a night moth. Please wait a moment. Or could it potentially be a bird or perhaps even a butterfly? I'm not completely certain. How ought I to begin? Kindly wait for a brief moment, as I will render them incapacitated by employing the smoke bombs, and only after that will I be in a position to collect them. Returning to Almi. Shouldn't I try to capture both now? I thought I needed to catch two different types. Therefore, it is sufficient to capture either one. It likely depends on whether it is daytime or nighttime. Okay. Oh, at the very beginning, we most likely should have gone back to deliver the fish. We will definitely do that again later, of course. So, I caught a few insects. Here you go. Looks happy, doesn't it? I wish I could show my appreciation somehow. How about this? My mom packed me lunch, but it was so much that I couldn't finish it all. Is my payment structured like this here? Ah, I understand. I have it. Please check your mailbox later. All right. But the real reward is that you had so much fun learning the catching techniques. Of course. My family operates the farm located down the road. We cultivate the largest vegetables. My mother has won the blue ribbon at the festival approximately 1,000,000 times consecutively. Well, then I would like to say, have an enjoyable day. We have the hunter nearby. Then we'll visit there again. We must remember to return to Aina to finish the fishing, as I believe it's still incomplete. Peru appears to be somewhat unwelcoming. Don't be surprised. I know your name. I'm aware of everything happening in this village, even when newcomers show up. I'm Hassian, and my job is to maintain the natural order of the nearby forests. Be considerate to the valley, and then we will get along splendidly. However, if you mistreat the environment, you will have to contend with me. All right, could you instruct me on the art of hunting? The town hall requires that I give you this bow and this set of arrows. Here, take the bow and arrows. My mom is the blacksmith of the town. A basic bow such as this one is quite easy to acquire. However, it requires years to genuinely master the skill of hunting. Begin by directing the bow towards a target, like those chapas or sernok. Wish I knew what it is? Maybe you'll even manage to hit your target. Yes, I'm curious to see. Well, he's not really nice, is he? Certainly, quite an extraordinary individual. Kindly equip the bow. Yes, RT consistently functions as our action button in this particular context, correct? Creatures are likely to flee if you happen to miss hitting them. All right. Pursuit is an integral component of the hunt. All right. At advanced hunting levels, you have the option to select from more powerful arrows. Valuable crafting resources come from creatures available for hunting. Players who help in the hunt get rewarded with loot. All right. Is it possible for me to also sneak around here? Can I crawl in this manner? No, it doesn't appear to be the case. Did I catch him? Yes, indeed. Then I have already completed everything here. That went faster than expected. Is it truly referred to as that and not simply a bark? Well, woof, 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 woof. Quite delightful. However, you can also engage in a conversation with a dog or even a wolf. You might potentially earn some sympathy points in that manner. Why are you here again? Did you think I would praise you because you did your job well? What a jerk. Sorry. Certainly, hunted creatures are not naturally occurring species in this specific region. They contribute to an overpopulation problem and cause significant destruction to the local flora and fauna. It's only fair that you humans provide assistance to us before you spread everywhere as well. You may leave me alone now. Seriously, what kind of person is he? As a result, we must promptly proceed to Eimer Einer since we have not yet entirely finished the fishing endeavors. We are quite enthusiastic to achieve that expeditiously. Please wait for a moment, as I am not completely certain about the direction. Did we arrive from that direction back there, or was it possibly from the opposite side? I am feeling somewhat uncertain right now, everyone. That was undeniably our insect hunter, correct? We definitely need to continue staying here. Alright, because we absolutely must finish the essential components of fishing. The robot appeared exceptionally cool, wouldn't you agree? The one. I must express that it creates an excellent initial impression. Everything is exceptionally coherent. The atmosphere is truly wonderful, and the game mechanics are indeed easy for anyone to learn. Oh, the angler's heart is happy. Can we get gear and bait here? The father is accompanying us, and we will examine that section later. For the moment, let's swiftly go over the fundamental aspects of fishing in this location. I enjoy crafting jewelry utilizing fishing equipment. Indeed, I appreciate the aesthetic appeal. However, there are times when I ponder whether I'm the sole individual who perceives it in this manner. What do you think about my jewelry? Yes, I find it charming. It fits him well, see? There's joy too. I'll remember you find my jewelry charming. So, I caught a fish successfully. There you go, my most heartfelt congratulations. I genuinely hope you experience the same level of joy in this event as I do. My experiences with humans have imparted the understanding that live fish do not hold much utility for you. Perhaps this serves as a more fitting reward for your endeavors, and I sincerely hope you will persist in engaging in this wonderful activity moving forward. If I find something in the meantime that might be of interest to you, I will send it to you by mail. Okay, I get everything here by mail. Indeed, my dear friend, I am of the belief that the arms are genuinely quite remarkable, swinging backward with the arm once again. Therefore, right now, we have more basic knowledge to gain, but let's save that for later. I'd really like to take a quick trip home to see if there's anything, and what exactly is in the mailbox. That would indeed be the aspect that genuinely captivates my interest at this moment. So we can definitely sustain ourselves, we can hunt, we can fish, we can catch insects. Therefore, we already possess a fundamental method of sustaining our existence, I would assert. I sincerely hope that I am making my way along the correct route here, because I believed we ascended to this point, or rather descended in this particular instance. Cooking is definitely still quite important. Gardening? Well, it probably won't become my most favorite hobby. I must honestly admit that I do not really possess a green thumb. So, how can I find my way home from this location? I sincerely hope I'm proceeding in the correct direction. Please take note. There is a significant amount of vehicular traffic in this area. I am fairly confident that we are proceeding in the correct direction. All right, I'm quite certain that's the conclusion. Certainly. Home sweet home. All right, I recommend we promptly inspect the mail to ascertain what we have received from our mentors. If we've gotten anything from them. All right, the flag is currently in a lowered position. Typically, when the flag is elevated, it signifies that there is some correspondence. Nonetheless, I'll proceed to investigate further inside. However, no, there is nothing new in there. Indeed, we must exercise a bit of patience. We have only just arrived in Palia. Friends, I find the game quite charming at first glance. The gameplay mechanics are quite nice, and the graphics are quite pleasant. We need to see how the community is doing here, how they're getting along. Feel free to write in the comments how you find the game and if we should continue playing it. I could envision doing this alternately with Dreamlight Valley, for instance. Yes, well, it was nice. I had fun. I hope you did too. If you like it here, as I said, don't forget to show some love, ring the bell, give a thumbs up, very important, and maybe subscribe to the channel. If you feel like it and are in the mood, you can also get yourself a nice shirt or a hoodie. Winter's nearing in my web shop. By doing so, you support this channel. You can do this and more if you like. I would be delighted. Yes, otherwise, I first want to say thank you for watching and see you next time. Take care.